Hey guys, this is D Flash and I'm back with another Maschine 2.0 video. This time around we're going to take a look at the mixer and see what they've added into Maschine 2.0 that helps us with our mixing. So to get to the mixer page, we're going to just we're going to click on right next to the project name. There's a little mixer. We're going to click on that. Now, unfortunately with the Mark 1 and the Mark 2, they haven't given us a mixer view yet. Hopefully they'll give us some kind of mixer view on the hardware, but until then we're limited to working with the screen and the keyboard and the mouse. So what I've got here is a little track that I've been working on. Oops, that's not. So you'll see from the mixer view, this is showing us our groups. If you double click on a group, that'll break it out and you'll see the sounds in the group. Down here shows you your plugins, your plugin strip. And one of the cool things that they've added now is you can actually see the plugin view on your screen, and so that gives you a little bit more in-depth on tweaking the sound and the shape of the sound. And then from each, you see your sampler, you got a new sampler view, which is nice. And then also, if you have a Native Instruments plugin, you get the plugin view right here on your screen, which is nice because you can actually see everything that shapes that sound and tweak it out however you want it to sound. The only thing I wish that they would let you do is kind of arrange everything so that you don't have to scroll back and forth. But I see why they do that, because you can see the signal chain. Some other applications would actually let you kind of draw, like the Reason method of drawing wires, but a little bit simpler, where you could have your outputs here. You could just draw them kind of actually how Reactor does it. So it would be cool if they kind of added that so that you could kind of route things within the sound throughout different effects. So you have this, and then also you can do the same thing on your groups. So you could add things to your groups. Like I've got a maximizer on here. And then in here I have a vocal bus. So what this kind of does is it forces you to bus out your sounds, which actually works really nicely for when you're mixing down everything. So this is kind of nice when you're working with groups, to think about everything as a bus. So you have your drums on one bus, you have your bass and your pad on separate buses, and you have your vocals. And this will help you to mix everything down nicely, because you can end up putting your basses on one bus, and you can mix everything down in that one bus, and then your pad will never get into that low range because you'll EQ that off, and then you can actually sculpt everything. So this is a really nice way to kind of look at everything and work everything out to sound good. That's really all there is to the mixer view. The cool thing is that you can adjust your I/O, your inputs and outputs. You can see your signal chain up here on the top. So you can see right here everything that's on this, and jump right to it. And then you can have 2 auxes per sound. So you have an aux channel that you send everything to, and you can send it to a group or an actual sound on there. So say this group was your FX sends, and let's say we added maybe a reverb. We'll add ice. And then let's say we've got this vocal channel. And everything you do over here carries over to the other view. So you've got your sound, you've got your output. Wait, that's not what we're looking at. Over here, we've got our sound, and we've got our output. And you got your aux, and you'll see that aux send is set up over here too. And then it would also be reflected on your controller. So you would actually see your aux send on there and your level. And as you tweak it on the controller, it tweaks in there. You could also change it to a pre and a post send. So what that means is if you wanted to get the sound before it goes into your inserts, that would be the pre. Actually, I'll have to double check that. That might mean more pre or post mixer. So let's see here. If we do a pre mixer, then technically we should be able to turn this up and turn the level all the way down and still hear the aux. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's pre and post mixer, not your inserts. So that can be helpful because if you want to put like a really cool delay and then cut the sound, you'll still get the delay sound that's going through the aux. So there's some cool things you can do with that. But that's your mixer view. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Another cool thing about this though is that, like I said, it gets you thinking more in the form of buses, where everything is on a separate bus, and then you have your master, and you can actually tweak your master and send it to an external channel. But like I was saying, that's the mixer view. It's all right in front of you, which is really nice because you can kind of just see everything as you're working on it. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to keep going through Maschine 2 and checking out all the different things. Thanks.